Daddy, can you tie it again? It keeps coming loose. I knelt down, fixing Noah's shoelace while he fidgeted. Hold still, champ. You'll trip if you keep running with it like that. His grin stretched wide. Mom says I run too much anyway. I laughed softly. Your mom says a lot of things. The front door creaked, and Sophia's voice floated in, sweet and sharp at the same time. Ethan, are you ready? We're going to be late. I straightened up, patting Noah's head. We're ready. I helped him into his little jacket, then turned toward her. She stood in the hallway mirror, adjusting her lipstick, perfect as always. You look beautiful, I said, almost by reflex. She smirked. I know, that's why you married me, isn't it? Not just that, I muttered, though the edge in her tone stung. At dinner later, her friends surrounded us, praising her. Sophia, I don't know how you do it, one of them gushed. Raising a child, keeping up with everything, you're amazing. Sophia tilted her head, the perfect picture of sacrifice. It's not easy, but I try. Noah is my world. Everything I do is for him. I sat there, sipping water, biting my tongue. She didn't mention me once. When the women turned to me, I forced a smile. She does work hard, yes. But Noah's my world, too. Sophia placed her hand over mine, squeezing lightly in front of them. Ethan's good, but sometimes he forgets how much I carry on my shoulders. The table erupted in sympathetic nods. I kept smiling, though heat climbed my chest. Later that night when we got home, I asked, Why do you always talk like you're doing this alone? She dropped her heels by the couch. Because I am, Ethan. You go to work, you pay bills, but I'm the one everyone sees. I'm the one who actually makes us look like a family. I clenched my fists.
You make us look like a family?
We are a family, she rolled her eyes, walking into the kitchen. Don't be dramatic. People love me because I'm real with them. They don't need to hear about you balancing spreadsheets or fixing Noah's shoelaces. No, I said quietly. They just need to hear how hard you suffer. She didn't answer. Instead, she opened a bottle of wine. Noah's voice came from the living room. Daddy, can we watch cartoons? I forced a smile again. Of course, buddy. We sat together while Sophia scrolled her phone. She occasionally took photos of Noah, making him pose with exaggerated puppy eyes. Perfect, she whispered, uploading them. I peeked over and saw the caption. Some nights are so hard, but his smile keeps me going. I wanted to scream. Instead, I asked gently, Do you ever think about how this makes me look? She shot me a glare. Do you ever think about how lonely I feel? About how much I do? Don't twist this into something about you. I said nothing, hugging Noah closer. The next day at work, Daniel stopped by my desk. You look like hell, man. Everything okay? Yeah, I lied. Just tired, he frowned. It's Sophia again, isn't it? I rubbed my temples. She's complicated. Complicated? She's using you, Ethan. You always defend her, but I see the way she talks to you. The way she plays people. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. I just want Noah to grow up in a home with 2 parents. Is that so wrong? It's not wrong, Daniel said softly. But not at the cost of yourself. When I got home that evening, Sophia was already dressed to go out. A red dress clung to her like fire. Where are you headed? I asked, out with friends. Don't wait up. Noah's bedtime? She waved a hand. You handle it. You're good at the boring dad stuff. The door shut behind her. I tucked Noah into bed later, listening as he whispered, Mommy doesn't read me stories anymore. I swallowed hard. Then I'll read you 2. As he drifted to sleep, I stayed by his side, staring at the ceiling. I wanted to believe we were still the family Sophia paraded online. But the truth was gnawing at me. The cracks were widening. I whispered to myself, This isn't the life I thought I built, Ethan. I need to step out for a bit, Sophia said, grabbing her purse. I looked up from the couch where Noah was building towers with his blocks. At this hour? Where are you going? She adjusted her earrings. Maya isn't feeling well. She called me crying. I can't just ignore her. Noah tugged at my sleeve. Play, Daddy. I smiled down at him, then looked back at Sophia. Can't it wait till morning? Noah's already in his pajamas. He'll ask for you, her tone sharpened. Do you want me to abandon my sick friend? Is that what you're saying? I raised my hands. I'm just asking. It's late, that's all. She rolled her eyes. You never understand. I'll be back soon. Don't make this an issue. The door clicked shut. Hours passed. Noah fell asleep in my arms. I scrolled aimlessly through my phone until a notification popped up. Sophia's tagged photo. She wasn't at Maya's. She was laughing with a group of people at a bar, glass in hand, cheeks glowing with wine. My stomach twisted. I zoomed in, hoping I was mistaken. But there she was, the same earrings catching the light. When she slipped back in past midnight, heels in hand, I stayed silent. "Why are you still up?" she asked casually, dropping her bag. I was waiting. "How's Maya?" My voice was flat. She froze briefly, then shrugged. "She's fine. Just needed someone to listen." I held up my phone, the photo glowing. "Strange. She looked fine while you were drinking." Her eyes narrowed instantly. "So you're spying on me now?" "I didn't have to." "You're tagged. Everyone can see it." Her voice rose. "You're suffocating me, Ethan. Always checking, always doubting." "Do you want a wife or a prisoner?" I blinked, stunned. "You lied. And somehow this is my fault?" She crossed her arms. "You twist everything. If I tell you I'm with a friend, you get suspicious. If I go out honestly, you sulk. I can't win with you." I struggled to breathe evenly. "I just want honesty." "That's it," she smirked bitterly. "Maybe honesty isn't what you want. Maybe you just want control." Her words pierced deep. For a moment, I almost believed her. The next day, I met Daniel for lunch. He leaned across the table, concern written all over him. "You look wrecked." "What happened now?" I stirred my coffee. "She said she was helping a friend." I found pictures. She was out drinking. When I confronted her, she flipped it on me. Daniel's jaw tightened. "Classic." "She lies. You catch her. She makes you feel guilty," I whispered. "Maybe I am controlling. Maybe I'm the problem." "Don't," he snapped. "Don't you dare say that. You've been bending over backwards for years. You work all day, come home, take care of Noah, and she... What? She paints herself a victim online? She's using you." I rubbed my forehead. "I keep telling myself she'll change." "For Noah's sake." Daniel shook his head. "Listen to me. Noah needs a happy father more than a toxic household. You think you're protecting him, but what are you really teaching him? That love looks like manipulation." I sighed, staring into my cup. I can't just rip his mother out of his life. He loves her. Of course he does. He's 5. But love doesn't excuse lies. You can't keep bleeding out for her mistakes. I clenched my fists under the table. If I walk away, Noah loses a family. If I stay, he watches me drown. Daniel's voice softened. Then the question is, how long can you hold your breath? That night, Sophia curled beside me in bed, her perfume heavy, her tone sweet as if nothing happened. "You're quiet tonight. Something on your mind?" I stared at the ceiling. "Just tired," she chuckled softly. "Don't overthink everything. You'll drive yourself crazy." Her hand rested on my chest. To anyone else, it would look like love. To me, it felt like chains tightening. Inside, I whispered to myself, "Something is breaking, and I don't know how much longer I can pretend it isn't." I pushed open the door earlier than usual, the quiet of the house unsettling. "Noah?" I called softly. A small shape lay curled on the couch, blanket sliding to the floor. My chest tightened. "Buddy, why are you out here?" He rubbed his eyes. "Mommy went out." I waited. I knelt, brushing his hair back. "She left you alone?" He nodded sleepily. "She said she'd be quick." I tucked the blanket over him, anger simmering under my skin. I whispered, "Sleep, champ. I'm here now." When I walked into the bedroom, Sophia's purse was tossed on the chair, her phone buzzing on the nightstand. I shouldn't have touched it. But something inside me already knew. The screen lit up with a message. "Can't wait to see you again." "You're nothing like him," I scrolled. Message after message from someone named Liam. Expensive restaurants, weekend getaways, whispered promises. Then the words that gutted me. "He's easy to manipulate. And Noah makes everyone pity me. Works perfectly." My hands shook. My breath came ragged. I dropped the phone like it burned me. When the door finally opened, Sophia stepped in, humming, heels clicking. "Oh, you're home early." I stood frozen. "Where were you?" She blinked. "Out with Maya again. Why?" I picked up the phone and held it out. "Don't lie." I saw everything. Her eyes flickered, then hardened. "You went through my phone? That's all you care about?" My voice cracked. "Not that you've been lying. Not that you're cheating. That you called me easy to manipulate. That you use Noah, our son, for sympathy?" She tossed her coat on the chair, completely calm. "So what if I did?" "At least I'm honest now." My chest caved. "You're admitting it?" "Yes," she snapped. I never loved you, Ethan. Not the way you think. You were convenient, stable, safe, and Noah? He makes me look good. People feel sorry for a struggling mother. They help me. They admire me. Tears blurred my vision. He's a child, Sophia. Our child. He's not a tool, she laughed coldly. Don't be naive. Everyone uses something. You use your work to feel important. I use Noah to get attention. At least I get results. I staggered back, gripping the dresser. How long? How long with him? Her smirk deepened. Months, maybe a year. Time flies when you're with a real man. Don't you dare, I growled. Don't you dare talk like I'm less of a father or a man because I gave you everything. You gave me boredom, she shot back. Routine, predictability. Liam gives me excitement. He makes me feel alive, my voice trembled. And what about Noah? What happens when he finds out his mother used him as bait for sympathy? She shrugged. He won't, kids forget. He'll always love me. That's what kids do. Rage boiled over. You left him alone tonight. Do you even care what could have happened? He was fine, she said flatly. Stop being dramatic. Dramatic? I slammed my fist on the dresser, the sound echoing. I found him asleep on the couch, waiting for you. Do you know what he said? He said, Mommy went out, I waited. He's 5, Sophia. 5. And you left him like trash while you laughed in some bar with your lover. Her eyes narrowed. Don't talk to me like I'm a bad mother. I carried him, I birthed him, you used him. I roared. You paraded him online for sympathy. You told another man he was your ticket to pity. That's not motherhood. That's cruelty. She crossed her arms unshaken. You're pathetic when you're angry. What are you going to do, Ethan? Leave? You won't. You'll stay. Because you're weak. Because you can't imagine raising him without me. I stared at her, heart breaking into shards. Maybe I was weak. Maybe I believed the perfect lie for too long. But tonight I saw the truth. And I'll never unsee it, she sneered. Big words. You'll calm down tomorrow. You always do. I looked toward the living room, where Noah's small breaths filled the silence. Not this time. She stepped closer, her perfume suffocating. Then what? You'll fight me? Try to take him away? No court will side with you. I'm the mother. Mothers win, her words sliced me. Yet in the deepest corner of my chest, something stirred, fury mixed with resolve. I whispered almost to myself, We'll see. Her eyes narrowed, but she smirked again. You'll fail. You always fail, I didn't respond. I couldn't. My throat was too tight, my body trembling between heartbreak and rage. As I lay in bed that night, staring at the ceiling beside her sleeping form, the truth played in my head like a cruel recording. I never loved you. You were easy. Noah makes me look good, and for the first time I admitted to myself, I was already standing at the breaking point. Are you even listening to me? Claire asked over the phone. I'm here, I said, staring at Noah's drawings on the table. Sorry. No, don't sorry me. You need sleep. You need to eat. I don't feel hungry. I watched Noah push a toy truck across the floor. I can't focus at work. Every buzz makes me jump. Then silence your phone, Claire said. For once, put yourself first. I can't. Not with Noah. I swallowed. He's the only thing that feels real. You have me, she insisted. And Daniel. We won't let you drown. When Claire arrived, she dropped a bag of groceries on the counter. I brought food and patience, she said. Thanks, I managed. My laugh sounded thin. Tell me everything, she said, folding her arms. From the start. So I told her. Sophia's messages, the bar photos, the words that said I was easy to manipulate and that Noah was a tool. Claire listened, jaw working. When I said Noah waited on the couch, she frowned. She used him, I said. She used our son. That's ugly, Claire said. Using a child like that. She posted pictures with captions. Struggling single mom. People sent help, praise. She soaked it up. My voice broke. I watched it and felt like a fool. You're not a fool, she said softly. You built a life for him. That means something. I feel like I'm losing myself, I admitted. I barely eat. I can't sleep. I keep replaying her voice. Plans, Claire said suddenly. You need plans, not pity. Gather evidence, screenshots, witnesses, a lawyer. You won't do this with emotions alone. Go to court? I asked. Be ready, she said. It's about protecting Noah, not a grudge. At dinner, Claire sat on the floor playing with Noah, asking in a sing-song, "Who wants the chocolate chip?" He pointed at me, and the sound of his laugh hit me like light. Later, when Noah slept, Claire slid a folder across the table. I saved her posts. I saved messages. I'll back you up in court if it comes to that. "I don't want to hurt him," I said. "He adores her." "You won't hurt him by protecting him," Claire replied. "You'll keep him from the chaos." Those next days became small, focused tasks. Eat breakfast. Pick Noah up. Call Marcus about a consultation. Claire took screenshots, archived Sophia's captions, noted dates. Daniel called with advice. "Don't let her rewrite the story," he said. At work, I zoned out in meetings. A colleague asked if I was okay. "Fine," I lied. The spreadsheet blurred. My mind kept returning to Sophia's voice and the message that had called me easy to manipulate. When Claire suggested we talk to Marcus, she said, "He's sharp. He won't sugarcoat, but he knows custody." I stared at the folder she'd compiled. The evidence looked less like proof of betrayal and more like armor. "I don't know if I can do this," I confided. "You can," Claire said simply. "Not because you're strong, but because you have to be for Noah." One night, Sophia posted a photo. Noah sleeping on her shoulder with the caption, "Single mom, sleepless nights, but his smile keeps me strong." My stomach turned. Claire texted immediately. "Saved. We have receipts." Her calm steadied me. The fury that had burned raw cooled into a sharp focus. This wasn't about crushing Sophia. It was about securing truth and safety. At the consultation, Marcus leaned back and asked, "Do you have proof of neglect or manipulation?" Claire handed a tablet. "We do." Marcus nodded, eyes professional. "We'll file for temporary custody if necessary. Prepare statements. Keep records of every absence and every online post." "That feels like war," I said. "It's a war to protect a child," Claire said. "You don't start it to hurt someone. You start it because someone else used your child for gain." That night, I tucked Noah into bed, his breath steady. "I'm working on it, buddy," I whispered. He mumbled in his sleep, then smiled. I felt something shift, a raw, steady resolve settling where the panic had been. Next morning, Daniel came by. "How are you?" he asked, eyeing the folder. "Trying," I said. "Claire's helping." Marcus advised preparation. Daniel put a hand on my shoulder. "Fight smart. Don't give her ammunition. Keep records, behave." "I will," I said. Claire watched us, then said, "We have a plan. You're not alone." I nodded, feeling steadier. That afternoon, my phone buzzed. Sophia's name. Her message read, "Don't make this ugly, Ethan. You'll regret it." I showed Claire. "She's threatening me now." Claire's hand tightened. "Let her threaten. We keep records. We stay calm. She gets reckless when she thinks she's winning." I swallowed. "Then we don't let her win. We start tomorrow together." Daniel leaned back in his chair, crossing his arms. "So what now? You're just going to let her run circles around you?" "I don't know," I muttered, staring at my coffee. "Every step feels wrong. If I fight, Noah gets dragged into it. If I don't, she keeps using him like a prop." Claire leaned forward. "Ethan, she's already dragging him into it. Those pictures? Those captions? She's framing herself as the victim while parading Noah like a trophy." "I know." My fingers tightened around the mug. "But court? Custody battles? Lawyers?" "It sounds brutal." Daniel shook his head. "Brutal is letting her teach Noah that love means manipulation. Brutal is watching him grow up thinking this is normal. Don't you think I've thought about that?" My voice rose. "Every night, every damn second. I don't want him scarred." "He's already scarred," Claire said softly. "He just hides it and smiles because he's 5. But kids know, Ethan. They always know." I pressed my palms to my face. "I'm scared. What if I lose? What if the court sides with her?" Daniel leaned forward. "Then you'll know you tried. But if you do nothing, you'll regret it forever." Claire touched my arm. "You're not doing this out of hate. You're doing it out of love. Don't confuse the two." Her words dug deep. I sat in silence, feeling my chest burn. "All right," I whispered finally. "All right. I'll fight. I'll go to court. I'll fight for Noah." Daniel exhaled in relief. "Good, that's the Ethan I know." Claire smiled faintly. "Then the first step is finding the right lawyer." I hesitated. "I don't even know where to start." "I do," Claire said. Marcus Hale. He handled a case for a friend of mine. Tough, brilliant, no nonsense. He doesn't play games, Daniel smirked. Sounds like exactly who you need. When I met Marcus 2 days later, his handshake was firm, his eyes sharp. Ethan, Claire's told me a little. But I need to hear it from you. Why are you here? I swallowed. Because my wife, Sophia, uses our son for attention. She lies online, pretends to be a single mother, disappears at night, and leaves Noah alone. I found messages, proof that she never loved me. She said I was easy to manipulate. Marcus studied me carefully. This isn't about her words. It's about Noah. Are you prepared to prove she's unfit as a parent? I'm prepared, I said, though my voice wavered. I have screenshots, posts, photos. I can get more. I can show she neglects him. That's a start, Marcus said. But courts don't care about broken hearts. They care about neglect, stability, consistency. Can you provide that? I can, I said firmly. Noah's my life. I'll do whatever it takes, Marcus nodded. Good, then here's the plan. Document everything. Every post, every absence, every instance where she leaves him alone. Keep a log. Don't lose your temper. Judges hate drama. Screenshots, I said. I already have some. Keep them coming. And witnesses, Claire, Daniel, anyone who's seen her behavior. They'll matter, Claire spoke up beside me. I'll testify. I've seen the posts, the neglect. I'll stand by Ethan, Daniel added. So will I. I warned him before, but now I'll back him in court. Marcus tapped his pen. Then we'll build a case. It won't be easy. Sophia will fight back. She'll cry. She'll manipulate. She'll play the victim. You need to be calm, consistent, and unshakable. I clenched my fists. I can do that. Can you? Marcus asked, looking directly into my eyes. Because if you lose control, even once, she'll use it against you. I can, I repeated, steadier this time. For Noah. Marcus leaned back. Then we start now. I'll file the initial paperwork. You focus on gathering evidence. Daniel grinned. Finally, we're moving. Claire nodded. It's the right call. I exhaled, the decision settling inside me. I'm scared, I admitted. But I can't stay paralyzed anymore. Marcus gave a thin smile. Fear's normal. Courage is acting anyway. That night, I sat at the table with my laptop scrolling through Sophia's social media. Photos of Noah with captions like life of a single mom or sacrifices no one sees. Each one twisted the knife deeper. I saved every screenshot, labeling the files, building my arsenal. Claire checked my progress. That's good, organized, judges like neat records, Daniel called to check in. How's the evidence hunt? Painful, I admitted, but necessary. That's the spirit, he said. Turn her lies into her downfall. When I closed the laptop, I looked at Noah asleep on the couch, his small body curled against the blanket. I whispered, I won't let her use you anymore. I swear it. My chest felt heavy, but beneath the weight, something strong had taken root. It wasn't just anger. It was resolve. For the first time in weeks, I felt like I had a path forward. Not easy, not quick, but real. I had made my decision. And there was no turning back. The courtroom smelled like old wood and nerves. My palms were slick, but I kept them folded tight. Marcus leaned close. Remember, don't react. No matter what she says, Sophia took the stand first. Her voice broke instantly. Your Honor, I've done everything for Noah. I've raised him alone. Ethan has been absent, controlling, cruel. I bit the inside of my cheek until I tasted blood. Marcus whispered, breathe. The judge, stern and unreadable, nodded. Continue, Mrs. Carter, she sniffled. He works late, never home, he yells. Noah clings to me because I'm his safe place. I sacrifice everything, yet Ethan, he wants to rip Noah away just to punish me. I wanted to scream. Instead, I sat frozen. Marcus stood. Mrs. Carter, isn't it true that on multiple occasions you left your son home alone? Her eyes widened. That's a lie. I would never. Permission to present Exhibit A, Marcus said, holding up a photo Daniel had taken. Noah asleep on my couch while Sophia was tagged in a bar at the same time. The judge studied it. Mrs. Carter? Sophia stammered. That was one time. A misunderstanding. Marcus's tone stayed steady. And the other nights? Witnesses saw you out, while your son was left with neighbors or alone. Would you like me to list the dates? Sophia glared at me. This is harassment. The judge raised a hand. Answer the question, she muttered. I was helping friends. Sometimes emergencies happen. Marcus gave a faint nod. No further questions at this time. My chest eased, but only slightly. Then Daniel was called. He walked up, straight-backed, swore in, and sat down. Mr. Lee, Marcus began, how long have you known Ethan Carter? Since we were kids. He's my brother in all but blood. And Sophia Carter? Daniel's jaw tightened. Long enough to see her pattern. She goes out, leaves Noah behind, then plays the perfect mother online. I've confronted her about it, Sophia snapped. You've always hated me. Daniel shot back. I hated how you treated Ethan. I hated how you used Noah. The judge banged the gavel lightly. Order, Marcus turned back. So, Mr. Lee, in your observation, who provides stability for Noah? Ethan. Always Ethan. The judge nodded, jotting notes. Next was Claire. She walked with calm grace, but I saw the tremor in her hands. Miss Carter, what have you observed in your sister-in-law's parenting? Marcus asked. Claire's voice wavered, but she pressed on. Sophia posts pictures of Noah, claiming she struggles alone, but I've been there. She leaves him for hours. She uses him for sympathy. My brother, he's the one who cooks, reads to Noah, stays up when he's sick. Sophia interrupted, her tears returning. They're lying. They've turned everyone against me. I'm a mother fighting for her child. The judge looked at Marcus. Evidence? Marcus's eyes gleamed. Yes, Your Honor, Exhibit B. He projected screenshots onto the screen. Messages between Sophia and Liam. The room went silent. Sophia's words glared back at her. Ethan's pathetic. Easy to manipulate. Noah makes people pity me. Perfect image. My stomach twisted, hearing it aloud. Marcus's voice cut sharp. Mrs. Carter, do these words belong to you? Sophia's face drained of color. They were taken out of context. Just jokes, the judge leaned forward. You joked about using your son for sympathy? Her voice faltered. I didn't mean it, the gavel hit again. Enough, the evidence stands, Sophia's mask cracked. Her sobs turned jagged, less believable. I felt every eye in the room shift, every heartbeat pounding in my ears. Marcus whispered, Stay steady. We're winning, the judge asked me to stand. My legs shook, but I rose. Mr. Carter, the judge said, why are you seeking custody? I swallowed hard. Because Noah deserves better. He deserves safety. He deserves love without lies. I'm not perfect, but I've never abandoned him. I've never used him as a shield. He is my life. The judge studied me for what felt like eternity. And if custody is granted to you, how will you ensure his well-being? I'll give him stability. I'll protect him from this chaos. I'll raise him with honesty. That's all I've ever wanted. Silence pressed down, thick and heavy. My hands trembled, cold sweat sliding down my back. The judge finally said, Court is adjourned until tomorrow. A ruling will be given then. The gavel struck. My knees nearly buckled. Outside the courtroom, Marcus clapped my shoulder. You did well. You kept your composure. Daniel grinned fiercely. She looked like a house of cards collapsing. Claire hugged me tightly. One more step, Ethan, just one more. I exhaled, shaky but alive. I don't care about revenge anymore. I just need Noah safe, Marcus nodded. That's what makes you strong. The truth is on your side. As we walked out, I glanced back. Sophia sat alone, mascara smeared, her phone clutched in white knuckles. For the first time, she looked small. And for the first time, I felt hope. The judge's gavel struck. This court grants full custody of Noah Carter to his father, Ethan Carter. Mrs. Carter's visitation will be supervised and limited until further review. For a moment, the words didn't feel real. My hands trembled on the table. Sophia shot up. No, this is insane. He manipulated everyone. The judge's tone was firm. Mrs. Carter, order has been established. Sit down, her voice cracked. You can't take my son. I'm his mother. I whispered under my breath. You lost him long before today. Marcus leaned toward me. Stay calm. Let her burn herself out. Sophia's lawyer tugged her arm, but she shook him off. He's lying. They're all lying! The judge stood. This case is closed. Any further outburst will result in contempt. The gavel slammed again. Silence swallowed the room. Claire gripped my hand. Ethan, you did it! I nodded, still dazed. We did it. For Noah. Daniel slapped my back. Finally, justice. Sophia collapsed into her chair, sobbing, mascara streaking. I should have felt triumphant, but instead an ache spread in my chest. Outside, reporters swarmed. Questions flew. Mr. Carter, how do you feel? Is it true she fabricated her image online? What about the messages? Marcus stepped in. No comment. He guided me through the crowd. Daniel muttered, "Look at them. Vultures." Claire whispered, "Keep walking. Don't give them anything." I spotted Sophia being ushered out the other side, flashes exploding around her. A reporter shouted, "Sophia, what do you say about the ruling?" "About Liam leaving you?" She froze, eyes hollow. Then she shoved past, silent. Marcus sighed. Her reputation's shredded. And Liam distancing himself? That seals it. Liam's gone? I asked. Daniel smirked. Ran the second the screenshots went public. Doesn't want to touch the scandal. Claire shook her head. She built her world on lies. And now it's all dust. I should have felt relief. Instead, I only felt Noah's small hand in mine grounding me. That evening at home, Noah tugged my sleeve. "Daddy, am I staying here forever now?" I knelt, meeting his wide eyes. "Yes, buddy. You're home." "With me, always." He wrapped his arms around my neck. "I'm glad. I didn't like when Mommy left me alone." My throat tightened. "You'll never feel that again." "I promise." Claire watched from the doorway, her voice soft. "He feels safe now." "That's everything," Daniel added. "You did the hardest thing a father can do." "You saved him," I exhaled. "Then why do I still feel so empty?" Marcus, who had stayed behind, answered quietly, "Because winning doesn't erase the scars. It just gives you a chance to heal." I nodded slowly. "I don't hate her. Not even after everything. I just wanted Noah safe." Marcus adjusted his glasses. "That's why you won. The judge saw your intent." Daniel crossed his arms. Meanwhile, Sophia's empire of pity crumbled. Friends turned their backs. "Sponsors pulled out?" Liam vanished, Claire frowned. "But don't gloat, Ethan. Karma did its work. Leave it there." "I don't want revenge anymore," I admitted. "I just want peace." Noah tugged me again. "Daddy, can we play tomorrow?" "Just us?" I kissed his forehead. "Every day, buddy. Every single day." Later that night, I scrolled through my phone. Posts flooded social media. People who once praised Sophia now whispering betrayal. Screenshots shared, lies exposed. Her name became a warning, not a compliment. Daniel called me. "Seeing this? She's finished." "I saw," I said quietly. "You don't sound happy." Because this was never about destroying her. It was about saving him. I looked at Noah sleeping peacefully in his bed, and I did. Daniel was silent, then said, "That's why you're different." "That's why Noah's lucky." When I hung up, Claire knocked softly. "You okay?" I nodded. "For the first time in years, maybe I am." She smiled faintly. "Then rest. Tomorrow you start building something new." I sat beside Noah's bed, listening to his steady breathing. The house was quiet. No lies echoing, no staged smiles. Just peace. Sophia's world had collapsed and mine had just begun again. Daniel leaned back in his chair, phone in hand. "You've seen her posts, right?" I shook my head. I stopped checking. "What's she saying now?" He snorted. The same sob story. Claims she's misunderstood. That everyone twisted her words. Claire crossed her arms. "And people are buying it?" Daniel laughed. "Not anymore. Every comment is calling her out." "Screenshots don't lie," I sighed. She always thought she could rewrite reality with words. But people finally see through it. Marcus adjusted his tie, calm as always. Sophia underestimated the permanence of truth. Once lies unravel, no amount of performance saves them. I leaned forward. "Did she really lose her contracts?" Daniel nodded. "Sponsors dropped her. The lifestyle brand cut ties. Even Liam vanished from her photos. She's radioactive." Claire's voice softened. "Ethan, aren't you relieved?" I stared at the table. "I thought I'd feel that way. But it doesn't feel like victory, just silence." Noah ran into the room holding a toy car. "Daddy, look!" "It goes so fast." I smiled, kneeling to his level. "Show me, buddy." He pushed it across the floor, giggling. His laughter drowned the weight in my chest. Claire watched us. "This is what matters." "Not her downfall. Him," I nodded. "He's safe now." "That's enough." Marcus cleared his throat. "Still, her behavior must be documented. Any appeal she attempts will fail if we keep records." "Appeal?" I asked. "She filed notice," Marcus explained. "But without credibility, it's empty. Judges don't reward proven deceit." Daniel leaned forward. "She's finished." Let karma finish the job. You don't need to touch it, I whispered. I don't want to. She used Noah as a shield, and now it's the shield that cut her down. Claire tilted her head. What do you mean? She paraded him online, I said quietly. Every photo, every caption, always about being the perfect mother. But when the truth came out, it was those very lies that buried her. Daniel snapped his fingers. Exactly. She built her empire on Noah, but she lost him, and the empire collapsed with it. Marcus folded his hands. It is poetic justice. Your restraint let karma act more decisively than revenge ever could. I touched Noah's hair as he played. I didn't win because I fought harder. I won because she destroyed herself. Claire's voice softened. And because you protected him. Never forget that. Later that night, Claire sat beside me on the porch. The air was cool, the stars sharp above us. She handed me tea. Do you miss her? I thought carefully. No, I miss the life I thought we had. But that was an illusion, she nodded slowly. She fooled so many. Even herself. She fooled me most of all, I admitted. But when I look at Noah, I realize if I hadn't seen the truth, he'd still be in danger, Claire whispered, and now he's free. Daniel stepped outside, phone buzzing. Newsflash, Sophia just went live, begging for forgiveness. Chat's tearing her apart, I shook my head. She still doesn't get it. Forgiveness can't be begged. It's earned. Marcus joined us with a weary sigh. Some never learn. She sees herself as the victim even now. Maybe she is, I said softly. A victim of her own lies, Claire touched my arm. Don't waste pity on her. Save it for the boy sleeping inside, I smiled faintly. That's the plan. The next morning, Noah climbed onto my lap. Daddy, can we bake cookies today? Cookies? I laughed. I don't even know if we have chocolate chips, Claire grinned from the kitchen. We do, and I'll help, Noah clapped. Yay, cookies! His joy filled the room, brighter than any victory in court, sweeter than any revenge. Daniel smirked. Guess you're a family man again, huh? I nodded. Finally. And this time it's real. Marcus closed his briefcase. Then let Sophia chase ghosts. Your future is here in this house. I hugged Noah tightly. He's all that matters now. That evening, I checked my phone one last time. Sophia's latest post was another plea for sympathy. Thousands of angry comments drowned it. People who once praised her now called her a fraud. I locked the screen and whispered, Karma's hand is heavier than mine ever could be. Noah stirred in his sleep, his small hand clutching mine. For the first time in years, my heart felt light. Her story had ended. Mine was just beginning. Daniel dropped a grocery bag on the counter. You're eating better these days. That's a good sign, I smirked. That's because Claire won't let me skip meals anymore. Claire shot me a look. You'd live on coffee if I didn't check in. Noah peeked from behind her, holding a drawing. Daddy, look! It's us in the park, I crouched down. That's beautiful, buddy. You even drew the swings, he grinned. You pushed me so high? I laughed so loud, Daniel chuckled. The whole neighborhood heard you. Hearing Noah laugh again filled something hollow inside me. Months ago, his eyes carried shadows. Now they shined. Claire leaned against the counter. See, he's healing. So are you, I exhaled. Some days I still feel the weight, but it doesn't crush me anymore. Daniel raised an eyebrow. And Sophia? Do you think about her? Less and less, I admitted. When I do, it's not anger. Just emptiness. She's gone from our lives. Claire touched my shoulder gently. That's growth, Ethan. Don't downplay it. I nodded. I used to think healing meant forgetting. But it's not that. It's remembering without drowning. Noah climbed into my lap. Daddy, are we happy now? I hugged him tightly. Yes, Noah, we are. Daniel's voice softened. That's the answer he'll carry forever. Stability, love, not chaos. Claire smiled warmly. Family isn't about who leaves. It's about who stays. Her words struck me. You both stayed when everything fell apart. I won't forget that, Daniel grinned. Well, someone had to make sure you didn't burn the house down, Claire laughed. Or drown in paperwork, I smiled. You did more than that. You reminded me I wasn't alone. Noah tugged at my sleeve. Can we go to the park again tomorrow? Of course, I said. Every weekend if you want. He squealed with joy, running to grab his toy car. Daniel leaned closer. He's thriving, Ethan. That's the real victory. Not the court papers. Not Sophia's downfall. Him. I stared at Noah racing the car along the floor. You're right. Revenge never gave me peace. But seeing him safe does, Claire whispered. That's what healing looks like, choosing peace over pain. For the first time in years, I felt the truth of it. I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was rebuilding. I whispered to myself, she tried to break me. In the end, she only broke herself. Claire heard and smiled. And you stood back up. Daniel raised his cup in a mock toast. To scars that don't own us anymore. I clinked mine against his. To scars that remind us we survived. Noah laughed from the floor, his joy echoing through the room, filling every corner with hope. And for once, the sound didn't remind me of loss. It reminded me of life. Noah's laughter carried through the park as he raced toward the swings. Daddy, push me higher. I walked over smiling. You sure you can handle higher? Last time you almost touched the sky, he giggled. That's what I want. I pushed gently, watching his legs kick against the air. His joy was pure, untouched by shadows. Months ago, I thought I'd never see this again. Claire sat on the bench, sipping coffee. He's brighter every time I see him, I nodded. It's like a weight has lifted off him. Off me too. Daniel leaned against the slide, grinning. And off us. No more late-night calls about you staring at walls. I laughed softly. Yeah, I don't miss those nights. Claire tilted her head. Do you think about her? I hesitated, then answered honestly. Sometimes. But not with anger anymore. Just clarity. She used Noah. She used me, but she can't anymore. Daniel folded his arms. That's justice, Ethan, not revenge. Justice. I watched Noah swing higher. For so long, I thought justice meant punishing her. Now I see it's simpler. I walked away with Noah, with peace. She walked away with nothing. Claire's voice softened. That's the difference. You built something real. She built lies, and lies always collapse. I exhaled. There were days I wanted to forgive just to feel lighter. But I realized forgiveness isn't necessary. I just had to stop letting her control my heart. Noah shouted from the swing. Daddy, look! I'm flying! I clapped. You are, buddy! Higher than ever, Daniel chuckled. That's a victory dance if I ever saw one, Claire smiled. He's free, and so are you. I sat on the bench, letting the breeze brush against me. Betrayal nearly destroyed me, but it gave me clarity too. I see what matters now. Love that's real. Family that stays. A future that isn't chained to pain. Daniel nodded. You didn't just survive, Ethan. You transformed. I looked at him. Do I sound dramatic if I say betrayal saved me? Claire shook her head. Not dramatic. Honest. Sometimes we need to break before we see who we really are. Noah jumped off the swing and ran over, cheeks flushed. Daddy, can we get ice cream? I ruffled his hair. Of course. Chocolate. He grinned. With sprinkles. Daniel laughed. I'll take one too if you're buying. Claire raised her hand. Me too, make it 2 scoops, I smirked. Fine, but only because I'm celebrating. Daniel raised a brow. Celebrating what? I stood holding Noah's hand. My justice, my peace. Everything she tried to take, I still have. She used my kid for sympathy, but in the end, he's here with me, safe and loved. That's all that matters. Claire's eyes glistened. You finally believe it, don't you? I nodded. Yes, this is my ending. Not bitter, not broken, just free. Noah tugged my arm. Daddy, hurry! Ice cream's melting! We all laughed as we walked toward the stand. The sun warmed my face, the sound of Noah's laughter ringing in my ears. For the first time, I wasn't looking back. I wasn't haunted by Sophia, by betrayal, by the scars she left. I had Noah's hand in mine, family beside me, and a future that belonged to us alone. That was my justice. That was my peace.